Periscope fam? How you all doing? This is Elkie of Savvy Moms Unite, where I teach moms how to live a practical, simplistic, and realistic way of living, giving the resources they have. This topic really kind of touched the nerve with me today because, as you may or may not know, I'm an educator. I'm a parallelpreneur. So while I'm building my business, I also work full-time as an educator at a school, in a boarding school. And part of my role in my boarding school life is to plan diversity programming for my students. And today I had a Mix It Up lunch. I did it as part of the National Mix It Up lunch, which is brought to you by Teaching Tolerance. And this lunch was purely just a way to kind of get the kids going and get them to, break the ice with students they haven't really had lunch with. So our lunchrooms in our schools, for the most part, are pretty divided. They're very, divided into cliques. So we have the kids who are into the arts, we have the kids who are into sports, we have the kids who are from foreign countries and speak a certain language. They all seem to separate themselves into like-minded groups. And this is very typical of cafeterias around the country. And so my school's no different. So one of the things I tried to do today was to have the kids sit with different students that they typically wouldn't sit with. And we organized it very randomly. And I had icebreakers for them to do to get to know them. What was really, interesting was some of the students actually decided not to have lunch. They actually didn't go into the lunchroom. They stopped the minute I said, "Oh, you have to come in and sit at another table." They kind of looked at me really funny and then walked away. Some students were visibly upset that they were being asked to not sit with their core group. And they just became extremely uncomfortable. And I thought, how interesting. I tried to imagine what it was like as a teenager for myself and being asked to sit with a different group or do projects with different groups of people and always being pushed to do those things, and how comfortable I became because of the different learning environments my parents put me in from the time I was young. I went to public school for a few years, and then they put me in a private middle school, which was in an urban setting. And then I went to an all-girl private school, all-girl independent school, where I was like the only black girl in my school. So I've been in various learning environments, and I can pretty much adapt to whatever environment I'm put in. I can talk to people from different places. I can start up a conversation. I'm pretty comfortable, but I think it's because my parents started putting me in different learning environments from when I was little. And I do the same with my daughter. And I see the difference in her approach to new environments when she walks into a new place, and how comfortable she seems in getting to know people and sparking conversations with them as she's 8 years old. But I'm dealing with kids who are in 9th through 12th grade, and they visibly became uncomfortable because someone asked them to sit with another group of kids for 30 minutes out of their day. Now, some will say, socially, where they are at this point in their time in their life, it's very hard to ask them to, go out of their comfort zone. It's a big task to ask a 14-year-old or to 17-year-old to step out of their comfort zone and not really even interact with people they don't typically interact with. But I beg to differ. I think there are a lot of students in this age range who are doing it on a daily, but that's because their parents exposed them to various environments at a young age. And so by the time they got to high school, mixing in with different groups wasn't a hard thing. They could actually go and move about different groups and really make a difference and be social. But I was finding it was really difficult for some students today to be social outside of their normal core group. And I'm someone who, because of my job and because of what I want to do in life, I have to learn to interact with various types of people, and always have, and how I was really struggling with why they were struggling. So what I left thinking was, it's important at a very young age you expose your kids to various learning environments. You put them in environments where, yes, they can be with people who they know, people who are like-minded, people who they can find a commonality with, but also put them in an environment where they might be different. They may not see people that look like them. They may not see people that, visibly have commonalities, so that they can be exposed to different learning environments and learn how to adapt. Part of your parenting is to help your children adapt. And it's really interesting to see that some of our kids who are going into college are having that struggle right now. And I always think about that. It's like, what is your role as a parent in getting your kid to be able to adapt culturally to new things, and how that's important in their upbringing. And I thank my parents for doing what they did and exposing me to different things and different cultures and different learning environments, because I don't think I'd be able to do what I'm doing today. I was a painfully shy child. I was very shy as a kid. I couldn't even speak, I'd be very shy. I would be the last one to want to talk. But I think because they moved me into different environments and they put me in different organizations, and they encouraged me taking on leadership positions, even at the schools that I attended, that helped me. And I feel like I could go anywhere and talk to anyone. I don't have a shy bone in my body now, if you can believe it. So it's really important. Expose your children. Make sure that they're in environments where they get to meet different types of people, so they don't become socially stunted in their growth. So, again, this is Elkie of Savvy Moms Unite. I hope this was helpful. You can follow me on Twitter at SavvyMomElkie. You can also follow me on Instagram, the same name, SavvyMomElkie, and my Facebook page, which is Savvy Moms Unite. So please, if you stop by my page, like it. I'd love to get some more likes on my page. And always, if you're on